Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are live for the 111 ritual. So, whether you're live here or whether you're joining on the replay, this is going to be a really great session for you if particularly you are feeling really stuck right now about where you want to go. Maybe your fire has been a little bit put out recently. Maybe you've been the last few weeks or months or years or whatever, you've been trying so hard to get somewhere. It feels like nothing's shifting, or you're just kind of in like a not so feeling great mood, then this is going to be a really great ritual to come back to. Also, it's a great time to do it obviously on this day, but if you do happen to come to this video in the future, it's a great pick me up. However, I've decided that we're going to do this ritual on 111, the 11th of January, because one, as you know in numerology, is a very powerful number that signifies new beginnings. And also 2026 is a 1 year as well. So we really have a lot of one energy in the world right now. And I just thought, I was very inspired this morning. I thought, okay, we're going to harvest this and come to this live session and show up fully for ourselves to really embody what it is and who we want to become, because you may have fallen a little bit on the wayside with your routines and now you're like, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready to just kind of get focused. As I mentioned in my last live session, doesn't have to mean like January we're pushing full force because it's still winter, but just having the seedlings, the little germinating seeds in your mind getting ready to inspire you for what's to come. So if you're here live as well, we do use the chat. So if you want to say hi, let me know where you're tuning from in the world today. And maybe your intention for showing up live. Like, I really applaud you for showing up live, because a lot of people watch on this replay, and it's fine to watch on the replay, but I do think there's something very special about being in the live energy, in the room with everybody. And I am here with you right now. This is really live. I think that's so cool that we can do that. And for today's ritual, you're just going to need like your journals and just really just get yourself into a space where you're going to feel really comfortable and able to just put your phone down, close a few tabs down on your computer, and just really give yourself the gift of the present moment, if not just for 15 minutes. We're probably going to be here for about 15-20 minutes. Can you give yourself that? I think you can. And I'm really, really grateful that you are here. So I think let's just get this started. If you're joining later on or anything like that, we'll just find you along the way. The EFT tapping is going to be at the end of the session. But for now, I thought I would get us in the zone, the frequency of where it is you want to go. So I want you to just imagine in your mind. We're going to be using our imagination a lot because I think that's where we can really harness the energy of where we want to go. And I just want you to listen to this. So I want you to imagine, you might want to close your eyes down or just visualize in your just mind somewhere that you have achieved all of the amazing things that you've always wanted to do. Things that you didn't even think were possible, your family didn't think were possible, but you achieved it. Whether it was, maybe it's an amazing, successful business, becoming an award-winning actor. Maybe it's writing a bestseller, whatever that is. And I want you to see that's already happened, because it's going to happen. And you are dressed up to the nines, ready to go, and you are now coming on to a game show, well, more like an interview show, a talk show called the Tap Into Your Magic Show, where I'm going to be the host and you are my very, very special guest that I've invited. So imagine what you're going to wear to this show, and here we go. Introducing to the stage, come on out. You look gorgeous, you look divine. Come and take a seat. The audience already loves you. They're super, super, super excited to hear about your journey. So just get yourself all settled in on this little sofa here. Close your eyes. Let's use our imagination. And I'm going to start to ask you some questions. So leave the journals to the side. And I want you to answer this in your mind. You could also say it out loud. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so you already have achieved this amazing thing. First of all, thanks for being on the Tap Into Your Magic Show. And I would love to know, how did you get here? What were some of the steps that you took to get to this place? So you can imagine it in your mind that you're saying it, or just say it out loud to me. That sounds great. What else did you do? Really use your imagination. Let's go big. What did you do? Wow. Okay, great. So what did you do sort of every day to get there? What were like the small steps that you took? Maybe it was showing up live, sending that email, showing up online on social media, writing the book. What was it that you did every day to get to this dream? We'd love to know. That sounds great. And also, how do you show up energetically every day? Even when you're just washing the dishes, what is your natural energy every day? Because I'm loving it. And also, how do you respond to problems maybe differently than you did a few years ago? How do you respond to problems? Okay, it's not a big deal. I get it. You just like one door closed, another one opens. I love that energy. And what is your mission? What is your mission on this planet as a beautiful human here in 2020, whenever in the future, when you've achieved this thing? What is your mission? What is your message to the people here? And what a beautiful mission that is. And how do you show up for your community every single day? What drives you? What is your why? And that is beautiful. Okay. Now I want you to just come out of that little play. I believe in using drama to help us, visualize and imagine these things. Grab your journals right now and just write down anything that came up for you. Or if you want to use the chat as well, if anything was a bit confusing, you were struggling to think of anything, we're just going to take the next minute for you to journal on what showed up. Maybe it was how that version of you dressed, their energy, the way they spoke about their dreams, spoke about themselves. Maybe it's what you do differently than what you do now. And also perhaps how it makes you feel. And just noting as well if there's any sort of resistance in your imagination, you couldn't see anything, you couldn't visualize anything because you're just like, I just don't know how, this doesn't feel like something I can do. And if that is the case, please use the chat for that as well. But to be honest, I thought the tapping that we could do is around that, like not being afraid of new beginnings and also not limiting ourselves on the possibilities of what life has in store for us because we only have the experience, the physical lived experience of what we've already lived. And maybe we have this desire of something we want, but yet we've not actually lived it in the 4D yet. We've not had that proper, manifestation, but that doesn't mean it can never happen because it absolutely can. But sometimes because we've not experienced it, it feels outside of us. It feels like something we need to constantly chase and push and force. And as I always say with manifesting, it really is about being in the energy as much as you can of what you want to achieve, and manifest. Maybe it's the amazing career. Well, how does that make you feel? Maybe it makes you feel fulfilled. Maybe it makes you feel validated. Maybe every day you wake up, you feel creatively fulfilled and you feel peaceful and calm or whatever it is. How can you find those pockets of those feelings throughout the day without needing the external thing to give you that? Knowing that you have the switch inside of you. There's like a switch whether it's the fun button, a peace button, a fulfill button, and you can turn that on and off anytime. It's you are the magic that's already within you. And we forget that because we're constantly, at least I know I am, checking our emails, seeing if I booked a tape, got the role, somebody's approved me, right? I got an email the last week that said, "Can you hold these 2 days next week? The client needs to approve you." Honey, nobody needs to approve me. I approve of myself, first of all. And if someone else needs to approve me, that's their problem. Okay. And obviously, I know that's how it is in the industry, but I am not taking that language as something serious because otherwise you would just end up needing it from everyone else. So we are going to start tapping on that anything is possible. Jerry, I love that. Hi, Jerry. Good to see you again. That's great to know, though. What was the resistance? Was it the fact that like you couldn't visualize it? Was there any beliefs coming up, thoughts coming up, feelings? If there's nothing super clear, that's fine. We can just tap on resistance. So I think we're going to start with that. If anyone else felt resistance towards that, I would recommend after this live session, it's going to be for free for everyone to access afterwards. So I'd recommend coming back to this whenever you can, until perhaps you feel in a space where you're ready to play and have fun, which will be the second part of this tapping, by the way, because I really do believe that we deserve everything we desire, but also kind of have fun along the way. And let's get tapping. Let's get tapping, because you might be feeling that resistance right now. And let's just see what comes up. I am feeling the resistance between where I am right now and that successful version of myself. It feels like there's a million miles between us. Even though I know that version of me is where I want to go and who I want to become. But it does feel like there's so much heaviness within me. The thoughts of, well, how? When? How can I make this possible? And even though I have been limiting myself so much recently, I choose to deeply and completely love and forgive myself. And even though I can feel that there's this energetic gap, I know that I can fill it with my own magic. I don't need anybody else's validation. I don't need anybody else's approval. Or something outside of me to tell me that this is possible. Because I'm deciding today that it is. And that the only validation and approval that I need is from my beautiful self. And it is not my job to figure out when or how this whole thing is going to unfold. But it is my job to take those steps every day, doing what I can to maintain my confidence and build it up, and support myself emotionally through the up levels and the challenges. And I deeply and completely love, honor, and approve of myself. Okay, just take a deep breath in and exhale. And hopefully that's already starting to feel good. But like I said, we're going to shift now into the gears of being open to change being open to a new version of ourselves without rejecting it. So let's do this. All right, let's get tapping. Let's do this. Maybe there's a part of me that rejects the success because it feels like too much to handle. And there's a part of me that is afraid of change, afraid of a new beginning. Because let's face it, the last few years on planet Earth, we've had many, many unprecedented changes. From wars to COVID to genocide, you name it, or whatever's going on in your personal life, because probably a lot's happened. And that can make my whole world feel really shaky and unpredictable. And also make me just think about the worst case scenario. But what if I could choose a different perspective today? One where I actively invite in change, knowing that although it can be uncomfortable at times, that it's for the better. Because maybe there's something I really, really crave right now, something I really want to manifest. But if it came to me right now in the next 5 minutes, would I be able to handle it? Or would I overthink, push it away, and then regret it tomorrow? But the truth is, I can handle change. And I can handle growth. Because many, many years ago, I was a little baby that grew into a big size adult human. And yes, there were growing pains. Oh my goodness, there were. But one, it was inevitable. And two, I'm glad that I grew because otherwise I'd still be like a baby crawling around on the floor. And that's not fun. So I am willing to be open to new opportunities and not freak out about them, but instead be excited about them. Knowing that I can do whatever I want. And that when responsibility is placed upon me, that's where the magic happens. So I'm taking responsibility for my life right now, and that feels really empowering. And I am open to all sorts of miracles coming in this year. From surprise emails with good news, or new connections. I'm making that choice every day to step into that version of me who is my version of successful, whatever success means to you. Tuning into the energetic vibrations of that. And reminding myself that I'm on a journey and it might take a bit of time, but that it's absolutely possible. I can be the one to make this miracle manifest in my life. Because I am the magic. Okay, take a deep breath in, exhale. And I really hope that has given you some courage, confidence, and inspiration. of where it is you want to go, any ideas of like, okay, I have resistance to this thing, so I know this is what I need to work on. And just ask yourself that simple question, like two things really. What can you do today that might feel a little bit scary and out of your comfort zone, but actually will get you where you want to go? For me, I'm going to an improv comedy class on Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. And also asking yourself that question, if the dream came through today in an email or a phone call or whatever it is, that big thing, could you handle that? Do you feel comfortable with that level of success? And if not, you can tap on it. And also, I do have an EFT tapping around that because all of this is to do with procrastination. So I'm just going to link that into the chat right now. If you want to join the Patreon, this is just my invitation. If you'd like to invest in yourself and invest in the membership, it's $11 a month. That's it. It's the price of like a coffee, and you get live sessions like this. And there are 2 free courses already included in that. The self-love one, so that's great for a foundation, and then the overcoming procrastination. And one of the tappings in that audio is about fear of success, and then fear of failure, and all the fears that come with not taking action. So if you want to join, that's my invitation. But if not, then it's been an absolute pleasure to be here with you on this live session, whether it's on the replay. But let me know your thoughts or anything that's coming up for you that might be like a aha moment. And sending you so much good luck and vibration for this day and beyond. And I will see you very soon. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and have a beautiful rest of your day.